Philly film. Games. It's over.
And we're back to this good stuff. Dude, you can talk while you're vaping. I don't give a shit. Just that
Well,
now I'm in a purple haze, but
It is
whatever.
a loud piece. In fact, I have one friend who acts off-put every time I tug it because she feels that it's loud and interrupting.
I honestly don't care. It just sounds interesting.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, it's like because you and your office mate both
Oh yeah.
vape.
Just take our little sanity puffs.
Your sanity puffs. Yeah, that's one thing. Like, I don't. I mean, I have my own version of therapy.
Yeah, you don't really have any typical coping mechanisms, Miller.
Well, that's because I store it up for the weekend and then I rip into shit like I do. Like when I sent you that joke that I was gonna write.
Oh yeah.
So
That was about a character.
yeah, okay. So the thing that I'm reviewing is a cartoon version of Heidi, like the children's classic Heidi.
Oh yeah.
And I never watched Heidi. I've never read the book. None of
I
that.
think I ever did either.
The only thing I know about Heidi, and I write this in the review as well, is the only thing I know about Heidi is that the fact that there was a game in the NFL called the Heidi game because the game went way longer than it was supposed to, and so NBC cut the feed and then started airing Heidi, and the Oakland Raiders came back and beat the Jets. But nobody except the West Coast saw it. So it became known as the Heidi game. And so, nice. And so, that's the only thing I know about it. So I ran...
Yeah, I don't even know the plot line.
Well, I've watched it twice now. Because I gotta write jokes for this shit. And, it's just this little girl who gets dumped off at her grandfather, and her grandfather's a curmudgeon. So I sympathize with the man. And, he's not a fan of children. And he's now got this young girl. Now, I'm getting the Good Times version of it, so I'm not getting the actual book. I'm getting what's been, 100 years later in translation and shit. So I know there's a lot of religious overtones to it because, apparently the grandfather just has issues with God and whatnot, which I don't address because of just I've never even read it. But this is just what I know. Well, someone's making a comeback. What was that? Did you sneeze?
That was my ninja sound.
Oh. Okay. I'll shoot my turtle shell in frustration. I'll change the course here. I just don't like the goddamn ice level.
Me either.
I've never liked that ice level. I don't know anybody who likes the ice level.
It's annoying.
But the way that she's... So I've watched it and I'm around minute 20 now in terms of writing jokes. But everything in the movie... Well, first of all, after the first 15 minutes, they're already reusing animation. Which pissed me off. Granted, it was for a song, but... Oh, fuck. But it was just the fact of the matter is, you're not even 20 minutes in, and you're recycling shit that you just used. It's like flashbacking something in a movie 10 seconds after it happened. It's just what the fuck.
Yeah.
And so, as part of the filler, because I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Everything that this Heidi character is fun. And shit that shouldn't be fun to anybody, to her is fun. And so that's where I came up with the line that, dude, this girl is so easily amused that, watching paint dry makes her wet. Because it's just because it's a little derivative. I don't know if you know the comedian Dave Attell.
Yeah.
He had this line, God, years ago. Oh, fuck. Years ago. Talking about the game of horseshoes. Said horseshoes were invented before fun because it's not. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, I agree.
Horseshoes, bowling is at least a game that you can play drunk. And, you know, no one gives a shit because it's bowling. Horseshoes is like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? Like, it's like you beat a horse down, you took his shoes.
Yeah. What about all those shoeless horses?
Yeah, I mean, and they get split hoof, and that's not good. That leads to infection. And you know, and you still get points if you're close, not even if it's a ringer. It's like, fuck you. You know, at least when we play frisbee golf, you know, at least it's like, you gotta get in the hole, even though I throw it somewhere clear in the woods that I can't even, like, where the fuck am I now? Am I in the next state over? Like, I don't know. So, yeah, I think Horseshoes is a game that was invented before fun, because it's clearly not.
Well, yeah, like, before they had anything, yeah, like, let's just drop some fucking nails into the ground and throw these at them.
I mean, at least running makes sense. It's like, are you faster than me? I mean, you can at least view that as fun, and you can make derivatives of it, like tag. You know, there's different ways to play with it. Like, what the fuck do you do with horseshoes? You either put them on a horse, put them upside down in your house, or throw them at a post in the ground. Yeah, that's fucking great. And the sad thing is, I know people back... I have family members who fucking think it's the greatest thing on the planet. I'm like, dude, you... Come on now. It's like, look, I understand you were born in a depression and shit, but don't bring it up here.
Damn it.
I don't know. I mean, like, I play shit. Like, my grandmother loves cards, even though it's funny, because when the pastor comes to visit her, she hides them. Oh,
so
God,
like
that's...
a form of gambling?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Aww.
It's adorable. Like, the one time the pastor came, we're playing sets and runs. It's just a card game. That's all it is. I mean, there's no gambling involved. It's a game of strategy that I've had to learn to play because I'm in the family, and I'm a regular in the family.
Yeah.
And Sunday is, after Sunday dinner, you play two games of this thing. And you just play. One time the pastor showed up, and she went into a panic, like, hide the cards, like, oh, 86 the hooch, like, come on, it's fucking cards.
It's not like a dime bag and a bottle of whiskey, Grandma, or your dildo.
Oh, dude, jeez.
I'm just saying, there are more embarrassing things that Grandma could have been into.
Yeah.
Good game of Rook, you know, whatever.
Yeah, like, but that's just the way she feels about it. And I don't know, my grandmother, I love her. But there are times when the sad thing is she's the one that understands me the best, which is very scary. This is a woman who didn't get past the 8th grade because you didn't need anything past an 8th grade education when she was in school. And, I mean, shit, high school was viewed like college. Well, it was viewed like college back then. And so, well, she, she's the only one that, like, alright, I've made this discussion a number of times, playing on this channel and whatnot. Like, trying to explain asexuality to people, which is always a fun thing to do. But my grandmother's the only one that gets it.
Oh, yeah?
You're right. Well, she gets it in a weird way. She brings it back to Paul and how Paul said he's a eunuch for God. So that's how she relates it.
I remember that.
Yeah. I would hope you did.
Yeah, if you can serve the Lord better by yourself, then
like, that's how she relates it.
All the better.
And so, like, I don't get the issues that, like, everybody else is like, when are you gonna... Shit, even Tuesday! Last Tuesday, my mother gave me shit. She's like...
Oh, when you're gonna get married?
No, it was, Tuesday nights are now when I have to call her. Just to make sure that my once-a-week call to tell her that I'm alive.
Yeah.
And I was in Nashville. I actually got replacement parts for my skates. And, so I'm like... I'm sorry I didn't call you. Do you know where I'm at? She's like, you'll never guess what I did. She's like, you got yourself a girlfriend. Like, really, woman?
Not that, Mom.
Yeah, like, how many times I gotta explain this shit to you? It's not gonna happen. Just give it up. I mean, goddamn. You got better chances of your nephews giving you somebody than me. Damn.
I've been totally destroyed by Greed Show.
So it gets interesting that way when she just doesn't drop it. But my grandmother's the one who gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really weird. You gonna go one more
I
again?
feel like, yeah, maybe it's not unusual for some women to go their whole lives without really,
Right. Well, I mean, no, but I mean,
totally digging sex. I don't know.
well, I mean, if you think of like, okay, like what do they call them, Boston houses or whatever, when women lived together, when they were moving into the city back in the early 20th century, nobody thought about that.
Yeah.
When in reality, some of them did become hotbeds for lesbianism, but it was just the way that they could cover it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but well, I mean, I don't know what it is here, but in Pennsylvania, we still have this rule that if more than 4 women live in the same house, it's considered a brothel. I don't know if
I
they
have heard of that rule.
does that rule exist in like Alabama or here?
I don't know. I think I just know about that from like a TV thing.
Because at Slippery Rock, that was an actual thing. Like, if you had more than 4 women living in an apartment, because like at Slippery Rock, that's what a lot of people did. Like, I had a couple roommates. I mean, we're all guys. I mean, it didn't matter how many sausages are in the party, but God forbid there's more than 4 women in the same building. It's now a brothel. So, yeah, I don't. Like I said, it just never stops for me having to explain myself. I mean, like when you first learned, it was like, okay, and you just sort of dealt with
That
it.
was pretty much the first time I hung out.
Yeah. And then it just sort of, but my mother would just never get it. I mean, I understand it. She wants blood. She wants a blood child. That just doesn't sound
Blood
right.
child.
She wants a blood child.
Child of blood.
Exactly. That's exactly what she wants. Hell, even my father now has gotten to that point.
I mean, my parents are that way too. They're always asking.
But you at least have there's another option though. It's like all the pressure isn't on you.
That's true.
Because you're
I
not
have
the
some
only
siblings.
child.
My sister's getting married this summer. They're very hopeful.
So now there's questions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's right. There's 3 of you. I keep on thinking it's just you and your brother.
Yeah. No, I got a little sister too.
Yeah.
And yeah, they just want a grandkid so bad. But
How old are your parents? Are they even in their 60s yet?
Dad's about to turn 60. And
Okay.
mom's like 3 years.
See, my mother's gonna be pushing 70 soon,
Okay.
and it's. I mean, she has my older nephew just turned 16, and so. And he's not mine. It's my stepbrother's, but you know, it's like he's not. But she adopts all of my stepbrother's kids.
Really?
Oh God, yes. I'll talk about that next time on Philly Film Games because that's a whole story in and of itself.